I heard that Elitch Gardens was the worst amusement park in America. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't quite sure I believed that. This place has been getting destroyed online for years. People calling it run down, saying the rides are old, saying stuff is closed all the time. So while we were in Denver, I figured I had to go see it for myself. But before I give you my honest review, the good and the bad, you need to know the history here, because this park is way older and way more important to Denver than I expected going in. Elitch Gardens didn't start as an amusement park. Its original creation was that of a zoological and botanical garden opening on May 1st, 1890, started by a couple named John and Mary Elitch. Then less than a year later, John died, leaving Mary to run the entire operation by herself. The zoo, the gardens, the theater, but her love and passion for nature showed, leading to the gardens to flourish. By the early 1900s, rides started showing up. And here's a fun trivia fact. The carousel you can still ride at Elitch today dates back to 1928, made by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. So that's not a replica, that's the actual ride. For over a century, the park stayed at its original spot in northwest Denver, but eventually it ran out of room and relocated to downtown Denver where it stands today. Elitch even briefly became Six Flags Elitch Gardens. That's actually when a lot of the rides you see today debuted. Boomerang, Half Pipe, and others. The Six Flags name eventually went away in 2007, but a lot of that ride lineup stuck around, which brings us to now, and this is where things get a little murky. There's a bigger redevelopment plan for this whole area, the area that Elitch currently sits on. And the rumor for a while has been that Elitch is planning to eventually move out of its current location. But there's no set closing date, no confirmed relocation date, nothing official. So I can't speak for the company, but that uncertainty leads me to believe we probably won't see any major new attractions here until there's at least a little more clarity on the park's future. But as things stand, it's fully running, fully operational, and that's exactly what we found when we showed up. So with history and rumors out of the way, let's talk about the park itself. And I want to start with the good, with what actually surprised me because I went in with low expectations. And that's the value. If we're talking bang for your buck, it's genuinely hard to hate this place. We're talking legit rides, Mind Eraser, Boomerang, Half Pipe, Twister, Shipwreck Falls, and then you add the water park on top of that, included with your ticket. That's basically 2 parks in one for one price. There were way more rides than I expected walking in. A really solid kids area, enough thrill rides that I genuinely didn't get through everything. And look, I'm 30 now. Apparently I've got about 3 to 5 real coaster or drop rides in me before I start feeling sick. Welcome to being 30. And on top of all that, wait times were basically non-existent on our visit. We get off one ride and walk right on to the next one. I can't promise that's every day, every season, but that was our day, that was our experience. I was also pleasantly surprised with the theming. I'll get into some of the bad later, but there was good. And there was really good in my opinion. The flowers, the walk through the park, specifically loved and did not expect Disaster Canyon, and the view above was really cool. And then you add in all the downtown scenery of Denver itself, and it's certainly one of the more unique parks I've ever been to. Don't get me wrong, I love the immersion of Universal in Harry Potter or Disney where it feels like I stepped into another world. But there was also something really cool about being in a park right smack dab in the middle of Denver. And once you add it all up, the rides, the water park, almost no wait, and it's a home run of a park for the price in my opinion. Now let's get into why this place has the reputation it does, because I don't want to act like the criticism came from nowhere. Some of this park is genuinely run down, not charmingly old, just old. The paint is chipped and worn in certain areas, other areas feel dated, and there are spots where visually it just kind of looks like it's on life support. The other down part, some of the rides were closed on our visit. I've heard that's a pretty common complaint about this park, and while I can't personally verify how often that happens, I can only tell you what I saw that day, and a couple of the attractions were down. Now to the quality of the rides. Listen, I had a ton of fun, but I won't lie to you, some of the rides are just rough. Bumpy, dated, not smooth by a modern coaster standard. They felt older. But here's what I want to be really clear about. Nothing about this park felt unsafe to me. I'm not a ride inspector, I can't give an engineering opinion. I'm just telling you as a guest it never once felt sketchy, never felt dangerous, just a little dated and a little bumpy. So is it actually the worst amusement park in America? Personally, no, I don't think it is. But here's the thing though, I think a lot of the hate this park gets comes from people judging it against the wrong standard. If you're in New Jersey, thinking about booking a flight to Denver specifically for Elitch Gardens, please don't. That would be insane. If you're expecting Disney or Universal level theming and dark rides, you're going to be disappointed. If you're expecting some of the massive Goliath-style thrill coasters like some of the big Six Flags parks have, you'll probably be disappointed there too. But that's not what this park is trying to be. If you're already in Denver, it's an excursion. It's not the entire trip. It's a day of fun while you're already there. Or if you live there, the water park itself is worth the ticket. Absolutely. So if you're visiting and looking for one day of fun, I think you're going to have a genuinely great time. That's exactly what it was for us. And if you actually live in Denver and somehow have never been, I think you should go, especially if you like amusement parks even a little bit. And honestly, that's why I'm glad we went now, because nobody really knows how long this exact version of Elitch Gardens sticks around. The land is valuable, there's a redevelopment plan hanging over it long term, and ownership has already changed hands once recently. Nobody's confirmed a closing date, but it's not exactly guaranteed in this location either. This place has been through a lot. It started as a zoo and garden in 1890, moved across the city once, became a Six Flags park, lost the Six Flags name, and somehow made it all the way to right now. So I'm not going to sit here and hype it up as the greatest park ever, but I am a big fan of history, and while dating back to 1890, that's impressive and important in my opinion. So whatever does happen to this property, I hope Elitch Gardens gets another chapter. Hopefully a newer one, a fresher one where the history finally gets the investment it deserves. Because after actually going to the worst amusement park in America, I don't think it deserves that label. I think it deserves a better future, and I'm excited to see what's in store for Elitch Gardens.